good afternoon, More Medic One. Today we're going to finish up the outboard motor that I've been working on for the past couple weeks. This will be the part 3 video. As you can tell, here's the engine here. It's a 3-cylinder, 60 horsepower Johnson. It's on a 24-foot Sun Tracker pontoon boat. And I'm going to show you a couple things you want to watch out for before you stab the foot up in there, and also how to adjust the shift linkage before you put the foot up in there. Basically what you want to watch out for, this is looking at the foot or the engine from the bottom side. And you have a grommet right here that will deteriorate over time. Also your water tube. See how it's loose? You're gonna have to, before you stab it up in there, your water pump, this is made out of like copper or stainless steel at its sharp. The water pump on the foot itself is made out of plastic, and you can actually damage that water pump when you stick it up in there. So when you go to start putting this foot up in here, you want to get it lined up with the water pump before you stab it up in there. You can go in through the side with like a coat hanger or something, a screwdriver, to help line this up forward and backwards. That's one of the biggest mistakes that most boat mechanics make, is not getting that water tube stabbed properly. See how it can go over to the side and it'll completely miss the water pump. So get that part of it going, and it'll be good to go. The way that you want to set your shift rod length is with this special tool that I've made. I've seen mechanics use a wooden yardstick, but I like to make mine out of aluminum just because it's a little bit more rigid. From this tip to this number 10 screw is 21 inches and 23/32 long, plus or minus 1/32. What you do is you put it in the hole where the shift rod is, and you let this thing swing down. And you want this rod to be flush with the surface of the lower unit. As you can tell, it's not. So what you do to adjust this is you can turn this in and out. It's threaded down there in the shift block. Test it again. Okay, now it's not touching the foot, so I'm gonna go the opposite direction, one turn. That's almost perfect right there. Now I'm gonna show you what happens whenever you go one turn too much. See, it won't, you can't do anything because it hits the foot. So that's why this adjustment's so important. So we're going to rotate it around one more time to the left to loosen, to make it go out, and then your tool, you just want it to rest on there, rest on the surface of the foot, and just ease into the hole. That's how you adjust it. Your owner's manual, or the service manual, excuse me, will show you the length that's supposed to be on your particular engine. Sometimes you might need a little bit of help, just moral support more than anything. Now this has got a crook on the end, so you're going to have to kind of feed it up in there at an angle like that. There we go. Careful not to bend the rod or anything. Line up your water tube. This one's going to be pretty easy. And just kind of get everything situated. What you're gonna have to, well, look at there, it did it. I thought I was gonna have to spin the flywheel up there. to get that shift, not the shift rod, but the drive shaft lined up. But in the real world, this usually doesn't happen. So go ahead and install you a bolt right there. That will stay so I can get a bolt in it. Go ahead and then evenly tighten down all your foot bolts, the lower unit attaching bolts. Right here is your shift linkage, and that's where the shift rod hooks to, and you see the little pin right there. It goes through that shift rod hole, and I'll move it on the other side so you can see it here. You see that moving there? I'm gonna go shift the controls on the dashboard. Hold on just a second, I'll show you. Neutral, reverse, so basically that is the bell crank for the shifter, and I'll show you here in just a second how it hooks up on the other side. Here's your shift rod. It makes a 90 right here and goes all the way to the other side of the block where I showed you where that bell crank was. Basically your cable's hooked to it right here. Your cable's here, runs this way all the way up to the front of the boat, and it just moves back and forth to give it forward and reverse and neutral. Pretty much ready to go back together with it. Going to put the cowling back on it and put the lower guard back on it, and we'll get this thing fired up and see how it does. And I'm going to see when my father-in-law gets home from work today, see if we can't go make a lake run with it, test it out for real. Cavitation sucks. Little more fuel. Well, y'all have a good day.